All right, welcome to week 17 of your pregnancy. This is such a cool time of incredible transformation, not just for you, but for the new life developing inside you. So let's dive into what makes this week so remarkable.
It's really something to think about, isn't it? While your world is shifting in all these wonderful ways, there's a whole universe taking shape inside you. Week 17 is a really special milestone, a moment full of connection and all these unseen miracles. A lot of people call this period this sweet spot of pregnancy. And honestly, it's for a really good reason. You're solidly in the second trimester now, and things are probably starting to feel a whole lot better. That first trimester fatigue and sickness, yeah, that's likely faded away, and you've got this new wave of energy coming in. Plus, and this is a big one, you can rest a little easier knowing that your baby is developing really well, and the chance of a miscarriage is now very, very low. It's time to actually enjoy this phase. Okay, so now let's turn our attention inward to the incredible, invisible world where your baby lives. There is just so much happening in there this week. It's amazing. Get this, your baby is more mobile now than ever before. They've got plenty of space to move around, and they are using it. We're talking flips, somersaults, all kinds of acrobatics. They can move their head, arms, and legs all on their own, and they can even yawn and get hiccups. And to give you an idea of just how busy they are, your baby is moving around 50 times an hour. 50! This isn't just random wiggling. Every single kick and turn is strengthening their muscles and helping them develop the coordination they're going to need for life on the outside. Their little mouth is also well-formed. They can open it, close it, and they're practicing swallowing, which is a great sign of their reflexes developing. And sometimes, by total chance, they'll even find their thumb and start to suck. Their taste buds are actually mature, but the nerve connections just aren't quite ready for tasting yet. And here's something that's just mind-blowing. They're also practicing breathing. Now, of course, they're not taking in any air, but they're making the breathing movements. The diaphragm moves down, the chest wall moves in, and all of this is essential for strengthening those muscles and helping their lungs grow. And that powerful little heart, well, it's beating between 120 and 160 times per minute. That's almost twice as fast as your own. It's just an incredible sign of how full of life and strength they are. Okay, so let's shift back to your journey. With your energy levels probably on the rise, this is a fantastic time to focus on your well-being and maybe even plan a little getaway. This period is really the perfect time for what people call a baby moon. You probably have very few symptoms and your belly isn't too cumbersome yet, so it's a great opportunity to just relax, maybe do some travel, and spend some quality time with your partner. Now, if you do decide to travel, a little planning goes a long way. The key is to take it easy. Give yourself plenty of time to prepare so you're not stressed, pack light, and definitely plan for more frequent breaks. Oh, and if you're going somewhere hot, bottled water is going to be your best friend. But of course, pregnancy has its emotional ups and downs. Life doesn't stop, and stress can definitely creep in. So it's super important to have some tools to manage it. Just recognizing the signs, taking some deep breaths, staying active. Swimming is fantastic for pregnancy, and talking through your worries can make a world of difference. Speaking of well-being, let's talk about hydration. It is so crucial right now. And there's a really simple way to check if you're drinking enough. Just look at your urine. If it's clear to a light yellow color, you're doing great. If it's any darker, you probably need to drink some more water. So this brings us to a little health check. Staying informed is one of the best ways to feel confident and secure during your pregnancy. So let's talk about a few common questions that tend to come up right around this time. First, let's talk about DVT, or deep vein thrombosis. Now, it sounds a little intimidating, but it's basically a condition where a blood clot forms in a deep vein, usually in the leg. It's just good to understand what it is before we talk about the risk. The thing is, pregnancy itself slightly increases the risk of DVT, and that can go up a bit on long flights. But the advice to manage it is super simple and effective. Get up and move around, drink plenty of fluids, and maybe consider wearing some support stockings to help with circulation. So just as your baby is changing so much on the inside, you're probably noticing some changes on the outside too. One common one is cloaza, which is also known as the mask of pregnancy. You might see some brownish patches on your forehead, cheeks, or neck. It's caused by an increase in melanin, and since sun exposure can make it more noticeable, using a good sunscreen is a really great idea. The good news? It almost always fades after birth. Now, with all this incredible development going on, it's so natural to want to connect with your baby. And this brings up a really common question. What about those at-home Doppler monitors for listening to the heartbeat? Well, there's a bit of a debate here. On one hand, doctors often caution against it. They point out that these aren't toys and that there really isn't any research on the effects of frequent scanning. Midwives also add that sometimes it can cause more anxiety than reassurance, especially if you can't find the heartbeat, which takes practice, even for them. But then there's the other side of it, the parent's perspective. For some people, like the mom quoted here, it can be a source of huge peace of mind during those moments of worry. The key takeaway seems to be that while it's no substitute for professional medical advice, it can be a reassuring tool for some, as long as it's used cautiously. So as we wrap up our look at this incredible 17th week, let's just take a quick peek at what's ahead. Here's your snapshot of week 17. Your baby is a little bundle of energy, basically a tiny acrobat in there. You're in that wonderful sweet spot of pregnancy, which makes it the perfect time to relax and connect. And through it all, just remember that staying informed is your superpower. And that leaves us with one final thought. Inside you, right now, a tiny human is practicing the movements for their very first breath in the outside world. So the question is, what are you doing to prepare your heart and your world for that incredible moment when you will finally get to meet them?